Onetv special report.
Our meaningful relationship with Justice Maidas goes back when he was still the court administrator. In fact, he greatly contributed in my legislative outputs by ably representing the Supreme Court in the crafting of Republic Act number 11691 or the Judiciary Martial Act, which is a very vital legislation as it aims to give protection and security to the members of the judiciary. We are deeply impressed of his competent leadership, which further strengthens people's trust in our judicial system. Justice Maidas, sir, your presence today does not only honor me, my family, the team Asinso, but also inspires our people and judges in all levels of our courts to follow your footsteps, which are worthy of emulation. That's why we have invited a majority of our judges here in Misamis Occidental are present today. Can we give them a big hand to our justice, our judges? This oath-taking activity is an important milestone in my political career, as it officially signifies that I am now moving forward from a district representative, which post I held for the past 9 years, to become the governor of our beloved province of Misamis Occidental. I cannot help but feel the excitement, as this is my first elective post in the executive branch. My background in politics can be traced back to year 1975, when I was the kabataang barangay president of Misamis and then Region 10, and was able to sit also as chairman of the KIBI National Executive Committee. So there I represented the KIBI in the Sangguniang Panglungsod of Misamis. And then years after, I was elected board member, vice governor, and then congressman. All those elective posts were in the legislative field. I am thus grateful to have this opportunity to hold the gubernatorial position, which is in the executive. This will certainly be a new challenge, as it is an altogether new experience for me. Part of my enthusiasm to eagerly work for this new post is the great inspiration I have by virtue of the strong mandate you have given me in the recent election. Yours truly received an overwhelming 238,302 votes as against my closest opponent of 94,025 votes. This is roughly 72% of the total votes, and that very well translates to your immense trust and confidence in this representation and in Team Asinso to bring the much-needed progress and lasting development to the entire province. With this, you can be assured that we will do our best to prove that all the 238,302 Misamisnos who voted for me are never wrong in their choice, and consequently will bring into the fold those 95,000 voters who did not vote for me, so that they will have the realization and join us soonest in working together to bring progress to our province. Therefore, I would like to thank all my supporters before and after the election. This inauguration also has a deep personal significance to me and to my family, as reaching this point was not a walk in the park, given the challenges that we had faced along the way, most serious of which were the threats to my life that hampered our movement and campaign activities, but certainly not on our delivery of services. In all the elections that I have been through, it is only this 2022 election that during the entire 45-day campaign period, I was left no choice but to confine myself at home. There conducting meetings with our leaders due to the serious security reasons as there were mounting threats to my life. It had seriously disturbed our peace of mind and was a constant cause of worry not only for myself but also for my family and our supporters. We found it really unfair, as while the other candidates could freely roam around and meet face to face with people, there I was in the confines of my home with my movement restricted, all for safety reasons. Ako pa'y wala makakampanya, ako pa'y giatake, kay kuno naputi ko sila ng itong og house to house. I was in the confines of my home with my despite all that, still we felt confident of our victory because I know that our track record will speak more than enough of what could do for the province. The best 9 years of when I was the congressman were our finest campaign banner that had carried us along, as those are the tangible testament of our dedication and sincerity as public servants. That empty campaign promises and malicious attacks by our opponents and detractors could not surmount. Mobitaw nga bisan sigitan lang giatake, tananan nila yung pangatake, tungod kay wa nato tagad-tagara, no? Siyempre, wala raman sa ang mga katawan. Thankfully, despite of all the odds, with the Lord's graciousness, He has allowed me to stand before all of you today and be sworn in as the new father of Misamis Occidental. Certainly, the Lord, He still has a lot of plans in my life on how I can be more of service to all the Misamisnos. With that, I would like to take this opportunity again to thank my family, my wife, Attorney Pearl, my children, Attorney Altia, Mayor Indy, and Congressman Ando, for standing by me despite the difficulties that we have to go through, for all your sacrifice from the very beginning, and to even unnecessarily put our lives to greater risk just to serve the Misamisnos. You individually carry the burden of having our lives dedicated in the full service of our people. The serious risks that go with it, the long hours of being outside our home to attend to the people's needs, and all the pressures and struggles in between. I am in awe on how the Lord has prepared and groomed us individually so that all together as a family we give support and serve the Misamisman wholeheartedly. Also, I am grateful to my entire team Asinso, Vice Governor Wing Gutierrez, who was pushed to the limelight and had to make a great sacrifice with the passing of Mayor Michael. Rest assured, Vice, that we will never stop until justice is served. Our two congressmen, Kong Jason, for your continued trust and for working hard for us to gain this victory. And my son, Kong Ando, for your excellent performance in Osami City, that you have indeed built a name for yourself, gaining the trust of our people. Our board members, which I had already mentioned one by one earlier, our mayors, our vice mayors, our councilors, and our barangay officials. Your sincerity for doing all your part in building a commendable track record and formulating prudent plans for your respective jurisdiction that help us a lot in convincing our people to trust our brand of leadership. Ang atong brand of leadership, Asinso. Asinso, Misamis, Occidental. Surely, I cannot have better co-pilots than all of you. Good manager of Muilsi 1, no? And probably, I know that you are a very action man. Kung na ako'y maabot nimo diha nga situations, you immediately acted on it. Another landmark of our development was the Osami Seaport. Almost 1 billion sana atong development diya, pagpalawong, pag-expand sa pantalan. Pero pasensya lang gamay mga businessmen. Kay a giant businessman from Manila mo mirip sa fruits. Andyon apektado ta, kay wako ta kabantay, perting taasa sa rate karon diha sa Arastre, which also in effect maka-apekto sa presyo sa palaliton. We will sit down on this with our two congressmen. We have two alternatives kung panalitan manggaling, no? Kung medyo they have all the laws or they have all the reasons, but we can also realistically approach it, no? Kung ingon anak kamahal, then we will develop the Jimenez Port, the Plaridel Port, and then in a way at least matagaan og balanse. These are the things that we will discuss together with our two congressmen once we will assume office come next week. Of course, ang atong mga flood control projects and drainage project. As part of our campaign promise, we will do our best to bring this kind of development to the entire province of Misamis Occidental so that all the Misamis will experience the alagang waminal that we know have changed the lives of many our people, such as the free hospitalization in the private hospitals, first introduced in Osami City, that we want to expand in the entire province. Let it not be forgotten, however, that we have gone through a lot of painstaking challenges while we were navigating the course of building our district to what it is today. It is also important that we look back to these stumbling blocks so that we can all learn from it and not allow to have history repeat itself. That as we move forward, we will all be wiser and stronger in facing the challenges along the way. It can be remembered that since the beginning of my term as congressman, we were faced with a huge challenge of eradicating illegal drugs and criminality in our district. We wanted to change the province's reputation, especially Osami City, as the drug capital of the region. Working on this huge roadmap, various efforts were undertaken with the participation of different government agencies to clean our district of criminality, illegal drugs, and its dangerous effects. Thankfully, we have gone a long way and have escaped from this dark past, though we almost had the fear of a comeback of drug personalities and criminal elements in the recent election when they attempted to win government posts in the different localities in our province, particularly in Misamis, as they had aligned themselves to our political opponents. Of course, we cannot fail to mention the threats to my life that was ever present since 2014, but made fully manifest during the December 22, 2021 sniping incident in Tango. This was a serious dark moment in our province history that resulted to the untimely death that, according to Vice Governor Wing, should have been the Vice Governor that took his oath today. What we have long worked hard for a peaceful district was tarnished by a politically motivated killing that has no place in a democratic and forward-moving society like ours. Truly, only those desperate, criminal-minded individuals would consider resorting to such kind of tactics just to win an election or for any other unthinkable reasons. The incident to this day has no resolution yet, and those responsible not made to account for the heinous crime they did. Yet, we will not give up until justice is served. Akong ipaabot kaninyo, ni Amandere ang atong ubang pugpilak o police officer. Nahitabo ni bago ang atong direktor, si Director Acorda sa PROV, Philippine National Police. On that very night of the incident, I texted him. I texted Senator Bongo. I texted him. And Senator Bongo also called him. So, within 30 minutes sa incident, hours yan. Matod pa sa ibang police officials or generals. Dapat iyang gideclare ang dragnet operation sa Misamis Occidental. Dragnet means gisil niya ang mga boundary. Kaya og nasil pa to niya ang mga boundary, adili makalusot tong alleged Ford Raptor. Nahibalo siya 30 minutes. Nganong wala man? Di hangtod karon, wala madiskubre. Nakagawas. Dayon, nagsugod na unta og investigate katong atong mga snappy nga mga police officials. Iya pong dirisyapol. Iyang gipulled out. Gipulihan niya og mga never nga questionable sad nga mga police official nga dili taga diri. So ako siyang gitiksan, General. Ini-sniper na kami. Kami na yung namatayan. Bakit nirisyapon mo pa yung mga pulis? Gusto mo bang ubusin mo kami lahat? I texted that to him on January 4, 2022. Ang tubag sa animal na he is just playing fair kuno sa politics. It is his prime duty to reshuffle kay more than 1 year na kuno. Oh, tibuok rejuntin, Misamis Occidental naman yung gishuffle. Reshuffle. It is fate, however, that sealed their evil motives when they did not win a single seat, as the voice of the people had spoken of the kind of leadership that Misamis desired. In ensuring that we will enjoy the much sought peace that our province deserves, I would like to thank President Rodrigo Duterte and our government agencies, the PNP institution, not all in the PNP also. Daghan mga maayo sa PNP. And I would like to recognize Colonel Jason de Guzman, who was the provincial director at that time when Colonel Juby Espinido enforced and had that successful law enforcement in dismantling the drug organization in the province of Misamis Occidental. Colonel Juby Espinido worked tirelessly and hand in hand in dismantling our district's illegal drug problems. And this was followed by another provincial director in the person of Police Colonel Danilo Tumanda, who, together with his isto, Lieutenant Colonel Rebellias, and other police officials, who are also the true unsung heroes in this difficult battle against illegal drugs. To the entire police force, I hope that you will continue to be the protector of the people, true to your sworn mandate, and not succumb to the pressure of fears. In the days leading to the election, we were surprised that a great number of the police was mobilized around the province without COMELEC clearance. This was highly suspicious and questionable, most especially that it was election time. Anong to may mga special action force gibutang sa takbayan sa Tanggob kay gusto nila pildihon si Mayor Bin Kanama nga bisan pa og ilang terorismohon ang gugma sa mga katawhan dulot man gid kaayo. This was highly suspicious. We in Team Ansinso consider it as a blessing in disguise that the province was placed under COMELEC control, as we could not understand why COMELEC authority was not secured first before making any movements of the police had to be made. We therefore thank the COMELEC for the prompt action it made, given the serious security concerns in the province then. Can we give a big hand to the Commission on Elections? We were of much disappointment and disbelief in the seeming connivance of criminal elements and our regional police director. There were the reshuffling of police officers and installing of those who were not trained and whose integrity were questionable. The province was a witness of police excesses such as Colonel Obong, who issued antedated order for the transfer of police officers violating the election ban and for engaging in partisan political activities. Kaning atong gibutang niya nga provincial director at the time, relieve ni General Albayalde dito sa NCRPO. Unsa man ang kaso, hold up. Unya dito gibutang dire. There was also this Colonel Ramos, who terrorized Osamisnon when his people attacked barangay officials and even provided security to our political opponents with non-shady connection. May nilang gani kay naapatay kong liderato sa CIDG. Kaya ang mga armas o mga guns nga i-assemble na tuwa na nag-base sa Stimson abordo dire sa Osamis. On one successful day, the CIDG had raid and then confiscated and arrested these armed people with these high-powered firearms. Can we give a big hand to Colonel Kadoyak and his team? Despite of all this and many other irregularities of the police under R.D. Acorda, he failed to act accordingly nor to suspend police officials with cases filed against them in clear violation of our laws. Those in fairness to the people and to preserve the integrity of the police institution. R.D. Acorda should tender his early retirement or his courtesy resignation. This would be our appeal to the next leadership. In the alternative, we urge the PNP leadership to pull him out of Region 10 and that investigation be made of his official acts and pending result of the investigation that he should be put under suspension. And I believe we have a similar action of this by our sangguniang panglalawigan of this province. Sabi ninyo, ako na lang ipaabot ninyo, gamay pero di lang nako madetalya. Doon ay usa ka drug personality, criminal personality. Gamay-gamay na lang ni mo ligon nga nabilin na naka-eskapa kang Colonel Espinido. Nadakpan. And then, dikanta kung kinsay sniper na to. So, hulat lang taog, madakpan tong tao nga mo'y be hired so that the personalities behind it will be brought to the courts. Munang sa giingon ni Congressman Ando, challenging pa kayo na to ni. Dili lang sa dakbayan sa Misamis, kundi sa tibuok probinsya. Last January 9, I had the opportunity to have some sort of a farewell visit to to President Digong. And when we met, of course, together with Attorney Pel and Mayor Inde, diretso siya ingon ako nga swerte ka kay katong sniper, former NPA kadre, kay og police pa to, military pa, bas hindi to masayop, no? So that only confirms that report nang gi-engage nila to execute us on that day was a former NPA rebel. Despite everything, we are still of confidence that the police will always side with what is right and will not be the perpetrators of wrongdoing, most especially here in Misamis Occidental. I have strong faith in the institution. That is why, during my stint as congressman, I had filed 3 bills in support of the police force. Those bills have for their purpose, 1, the revitalization and capability enhancement of the PNP. This provides a 130 billion pesos appropriations for the next 10 years. The reorganization of the PNP and for the legislation of the PNP Cadet Act. I call on the police for us to continue working together in improving the peace and order situation of the entire province of Misamis Occidental. Let us not lead it back to the old days of rampant violence and disorder when it has already reached a long way to peace, all for the benefit of our people and the next generation. I have full faith that we will continue to achieve long-lasting peace, especially with our very own presidential candidate Bongbong Marcos taking the helm now of the presidency from PRRD. I thank the Misamis for your full support in rallying BBM, BP Sara in their tsunami victory also in our province. When I personally met BBM and his wife, Attorney Liza Aranita Marcos in Manila, together with Kong Ando and Mayor Indi, they expressed their gratefulness to the Misamis support and committed to work hard to serve the best interests of the Filipino people. With our deep relationship with BBM since our younger days, we trust that BBM, together with our Vice President Sara, will be our strong partner in helping our countrymen, especially the Misamis, bounce back from the ill effects of the pandemic so that we will continue to achieve the kind of development that we are aiming for. Finally, in closing, isaad mo kunin mo nga ninyo nga humanon ako before 3 o'clock. Let me congratulate the Misamis as this is truly your victory, our victory. With the set of leaders that we have in both District 1 and District 2, nothing can stop us now from bringing monumental developments to our entire province. The ball is now in our hands. Team Asinso to work on what we have promised and what we have long been desiring to our people to be, a place of progress and greatness. With Team Asinso's tsunami victory, there is surely a great expectation on each of us. But Misamis I assure you that this administration will not be a full of drama, but instead full of action. As always, padayon ta sa pag-asinso. Daghang salamat, Misamis nun, Asinso, Misamis Occidental, mabuhay kitang tanan.
Once again, ladies and gentlemen, Governor Henry Sevilla Waminan.
Please take your seats. Gamay na lang mga 1 minuto na lang. Please. With your indulgence, take your seats. We are now on the presentation of a plaque of appreciation, a plaque of recognition, and of course, the giving of tokens. It is but fitting and proper to give credit and acknowledge these individuals and institutions who are in one way or another supports the leadership of the working Congressman, Deputy Speaker Henry S. Waminan. Ladies and gentlemen, with distinct honor, allow me, a plaque of appreciation is given to the man who is considered as a homegrown Supreme Court Justice as he began his career being an apprentice. Ladies and gentlemen, the Honorable Justice Jose Maidas M. Marquez.
To Justice Jose Maidas P. Marquez, Supreme Court of the Philippines, in grateful recognition of his invaluable presence and distinguished graciousness in administering the oath of office of the elected provincial officials and members of the House of Representatives 1st and 2nd District, Province of Misamis Occidental, given its 29th day of June 2022 at Aya Hotel and Residences, HSO Tower 1, Clarin, Misamis Occidental, signed by our Governor, Representative Henry S. Waminal, 1st District Representative-elect, Honorable Jason P. Almonte, and 2nd District Representative, Honorable Sancho Fernando F. Waminal.
Misamisnos, who coined the term Tsunami Victory as the team Ascenso Misamis Occidental emerged victorious in the last election. His Eminence, Archbishop Martin Sarmiento Humoa D.D., Archdiocese of Ozamis.
Plaque of appreciation is presented to Archbishop Martin Sarmiento Humua D.D., Archdiocese of Ozamis City, in grateful recognition of his constant spiritual guidance and overpouring spring of wisdom and revered inspiration to all the faithful, the undersigned included, and for his invaluable presence and unwavering support by leading the invocation prayer during the oath-taking ceremony of elected provincial officials and members of the House of Representatives, 1st and 2nd District, Province of Misamis Occidental, given its 29th day of June 2022 at Aya Hotel and Residences, HSO Tower 1, Clarin, Misamis Occidental.
Ladies and gentlemen, His Eminence Archbishop Martin Sarmiento Humoa DD of the Archdiocese of Occidental. Thank you, Archbishop. Another plaque of appreciation, ladies and gentlemen, is given to whom the Osamisnons regarded him as the local hero after he dismantles the dreaded syndicates of the illegal drugs and that of an organized criminal group. Ladies and gentlemen, Police Colonel Jovi R. Espinido, as he now heads the 2nd Southern Leyte Mobile Force Company, being the force commander.
Plaque of recognition is presented to Police Lieutenant Colonel Jovi R. Espinido for his exemplary performance and diligent service as Misamis City Chief of Police from December 2016 to October 2019, ensuring expansive and long-lasting peace and order, for being a strong partner of the undersigned in the war on illegal drugs and criminalities, and safeguarding at all times the safety, security, and well-being of the Misamisnons in the district.
The big hand, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you, Colonel, for your service. This is given to a man who dedicates his life to fight the communist terrorist group, so that this province will become an insurgent-free by God's grace before this year end, of course, under Governor Henry Waminal, to Major General Generoso M. Ponyo, the commander of the 1st Infantry Tabak Division, Philippine Army. To receive on his behalf, may I call Brigadier General Jose Randolph Sinu Cruz, the Assistant Division Commander.
Plaque of recognition is presented to Major General Generoso M. Ponyo for his exemplary performance and diligent service in ensuring expansive and long-lasting peace and order, for being a strong partner of the undersigned in solving insurgency and criminalities and safeguarding at all times the safety, security, and well-being of the Misamisnons in the district from December 2020 up to present.
A round of applause, please, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you, General. To the Department of Education family, thank you for being our partner in molding the children's future. May I call Misamis Occidental Schools Division Superintendent Edwin R. Maribohok.
Plaque of recognition is presented to Edwin R. Maribohok, a Doctor of Education CESU 6, for his invaluable service to the district as exemplified by his tireless dedication and exemplary support to the efforts of the undersigned in shaping the minds and molding the character of our young learners from October 2019 up to present, and for showing resilience in adapting to the recent challenges in the education system in this time of pandemic.
Misamis Occidental Schools Division Superintendent Edwin R. Maribohok. Sir, thank you. And another different partner from Misamis City. Schools Division Superintendent Jean G. Veloso.
Plaque of recognition is presented to Jean G. Veloso, CESU 6, Schools Division Superintendent, Misamis City, for her invaluable service to the district as exemplified by her tireless dedication and exemplary support to the efforts of the undersigned in shaping the minds and molding the character of our young learners from October 2019 up to present, and for showing resilience in adapting to the recent challenges in the education system in this time of pandemic.
Ladies and gentlemen, Misamis City Schools Division Superintendent Jean G. Veloso. True recognition is also given to a department head who helped the working congressman in the realization of the physical framework development plan for the 2nd District of Misamis Occidental. Ladies and gentlemen, may I call Engineer Vivian R. Lumingkit, District Engineer, DPWH 2nd District Engineering Office.
Plaque of recognition is presented to Engineer Vivian R. Lumingkit for her exemplary support and dedicated service in bringing to fruition the much-needed infrastructure development in the 2nd District of Misamis Occidental from 2013 up to present, and for being the constant dynamic partner of the undersigned in implementing the same, thereby ensuring the robust growth of the district.
District Engineer Vivian R. Lumingkit. A round of applause, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you. May I call the Provincial Director of the Department of Labor and Employment, Eva Acosta, on behalf of the institution for helping the working congressman in putting more food on the table through your Tupad program. This is the tulong panghanap buhay sa ating disadvantaged, displaced workers.
Plaque of recognition is presented to the Department of Labor and Employment, Provincial Field Office, Misamis Occidental, for being one of the undersigned strong and exemplary partner institution in providing relentless support and dedicated service towards the upliftment of lives and improvement of the overall well-being of the Misamisnons in the district through Tupad program.
Provincial Director of the Department of Labor and Employment, Eva Acosta. And now, one of the unsung heroes in our fight against COVID-19 in this province and instrumental in giving free hospitalization program to the people of the 2nd District of Misamis Occidental, as it is the flagship humanitarian services program of Deputy Speaker Henry S. Waminal, to have the best hospital care and services. May I call Dr. Jesus Martin S. Santiago III, the Medical Center Chief of the Mayor Hilarion A. Ramiro Sr. Medical Center.
Plaque of recognition is presented to Dr. Jesus Martin S. Santiago III for his exemplary support and conditional commitment and enduring dedicated service, working hand in hand with the undersigned from 2013 up to present, and ensuring that Misamisnons' much-needed medical service are being sufficiently provided, most especially in the time of pandemic.
Special report.